Welcome everybody to Doodtacular, where curiosity meets creativity. I am your host Freeman, joined by my co-host Colt, and today we have the honor and privilege of bringing on that Army Dude as our guest today. Colt, tell us about Army Dude.
That Army Dude, also known as Michael or Mike, has been in the Army active duty for 17 and a half years. Thank you. I appreciate that. He's been all over the world from Texas to Afghanistan and has a lovely girlfriend and awesome 14-year-old daughter named Allie. He likes to stream because he likes meeting new people and making people laugh. And he had been streaming on Twitch since 2018, but recently moved to Kick in March of this year. A good quality about that Army Dude is that he's an honest person and not a yes man. If there's something that isn't right, he will let you know. He is a part of many communities and plans to be a part of many more. Welcome to the stream, that Army Dude.
Thank you.
So, Army Dude, so welcome to the show. And like Colt said, thank you for your service. We appreciate that.
And your support.
You know, we wouldn't be able to have the freedoms that we do without, you know, what people like yourself have done. And that is, you know, a lot on the line. So with that, you know, briefly tell us about yourself and what it is you do on these platforms.
Just basically like I'm just any other gamer, you know, and I just like to stream. Like you said, I was on Twitch. I've been on Twitch since like 2012, and then Kick kind of popped off, so I kind of tested the waters out there, and it's going all right. But you know, Twitch is always great too. You know, I like to play marbles on stream. Haven't done that in a while, but they haven't moved to Kick over there yet, so I primarily go to marbles for Twitch. I like the outdoors. I like beer, you know. Yeah. My girlfriend recently introduced me to like IPAs and craft beer, so I kind of like get into it a little bit, but you know, I like my Coronas. But
can't blame you on that.
Yeah. And also taking up disc golfing. She introduced that to me too, and it's very, very fun.
Yes, I'm a very avid disc golfer as well, so
there you go.
Yeah, we got that in common for sure.
And we got a bucket in my room.
Oh, nice. I used to have behind me, I used to have a rack of discs, but I've changed it. So, yeah. So what initially sparked your interest in becoming a content creator?
When I used to watch stream, like when I first joined Twitch, when I was in 2012, I was in Italy, and
wow,
I just saw like Nick Merckx playing Gears of War 3. I was like, wow, this guy's really good. And he was like streaming on like his cam was like an inch big, streaming off of like a plastic table in a basement somewhere, you know.
But all you can see is Nick's forehead anyways.
Yeah, pretty much. And you know, I said, that looks like fun. I could probably do that. So I bought like this old cheap, like $20 OBS, kind of has the white, red, and yellow plug-in to try to stream like Mortal Kombat 9 and try to do Gears without it stuttering. But over time, the quality gotten better, obviously. But Nick Merckx definitely, and some of my friends that used to stream way back when, they were just doing it. They were talking to chat. I liked how it flowed, how interactive they were, and I was like, you know what, I want to do that too. So here we go. You know, 10 years later, 11 years later, here we are.
Awesome.
That's awesome. So I know you mentioned Nick Merckx, but were there any other creators that have influenced like the style of content you wanted to create?
I kind of easy going like Asmongold. Like he just kind of just flows and kind of speaks his mind on certain things. I like Doc's intensity. I like Tim's personality. I kind of try to pick a little bit, like even like leadership in the Army, you try to pick leadership qualities for different people and trying to build your own, or like kind of finesse your own. I kind of did that with other creators and streamers.
I like that idea. Yeah. It's pretty cool. So what has it been like being a military service member and a content creator at the same time? What's that life like?
It's very time management. So I usually stream like Tuesdays, Thursdays, and through the weekend, and trying to do content creation with that. You have to like, you just on a way to put it, you just got to do it. You come home after a long day and you're like, all right, I have a set schedule. I got to stick to this. Otherwise, it's like going to the gym, like for the first week or two. You don't keep going to the gym, you're just going to keep falling back. And you're like, oh, I'll go tomorrow. I'll go tomorrow. I'll go tomorrow. And then tomorrow never happens. So as long as you stick to a certain schedule, and follow through with it, you should be just fine. But that's the way I do it with being full time in the Army and doing content creation.
That's something I really like admire about a lot of military people is that they're very disciplined people. And I'm sure it's from training to be disciplined, and that's actually a great quality that a lot of people acquire from that.
Yeah, it's even like when I was in your stream for about like till I think I got there at 8:10. So I was just watching you guys to see how the vibe was going, and I like to be early to things. It like gives me a panic attack if I'm like late or I'm going to be late. So
yeah,
I like to be on time or on time being like 15 minutes early.
It's always a good quality. I can tell you it's funny how many people struggle with just basic time management. Like, better to show up early than to show up late. Like, generally that should always be your goal, is be early, never late. So Army dude, for those who don't know you or about Regiment, tell us about that community and how you're a part of it and what you do with them.
So I've been in Regiment for about 2.5 years. We're active duty, a reserve, or veteran or military gaming organization. We primarily do a lot of charities, like with StackUp.org. I just recently was a part of the Task Force Regiment stream team. We have a channel on here, but we kind of moved to Kick now, and just primarily stream on there. We have different streamers from all around the United States streaming on there at certain times. I'm usually there on Saturdays at like 8:00 Eastern or 2000 Eastern. But we have had our barbecue, I think last August, and that was really cool. We had that, I think, not Cincinnati. I think it was Ohio or Kansas City, Missouri. I don't know. It was a long time ago, many beers ago. But it's a really good group of guys. They have their own Discord. You just hop in there. There's plenty of people that are playing probably the similar games y'all are playing, and just go in there and make a friend and game on.
That's awesome. I know it's cool to see just the level of camaraderie that Regiment has that I think a lot of communities wish they had. And I wonder, do you think a lot of that comes from that shared past that you all have?
Yeah, I think it does, because we do have something similar, like a similar background. Like, we all been through the military, and we've all been kind of had similar experiences, and kind of can relate what we could talk about with each other and what is hard to talk about with other people that never served. We just have that camaraderie with each other, that we understand each other. Like, we know what to push our buttons, what not to do, and like that. But we're all a good group of guys. There's plenty of people who lean on each other. There's plenty of resources on there, from like the USO to the Legion, American Legion, to StackUp.org. There's plenty of resources that Regiment does.
Nice. So it's Regiment is strictly for, like you said, just active duty or reserve or veteran, right?
Yeah, or you can come in as.
But even the Discord is the Discord strictly like for serve people who've served.
So anybody could join the Discord and help support the Regiment. Like, if you haven't served, that's fine. You could still join the Discord and get to know everybody. You just can't have certain like roles right within the Discord.
Okay.
Oh, that makes sense.
I was curious about that.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's curious, or it's interesting, because I've seen how fast they've grown, like in the space in the last few years. We once had a friend who was trying to start up a community for Air Force, and we're like, well, good luck with that, because at the time there really wasn't anything. And then I think shortly after, we saw Regiment pop up, and they've just been like the mainstay for a community and for military members.
Yeah, something to do exclusive like the Air Force or an Army exclusive or Marine Corps it's really hard to do. So just having Regiment, having everybody come in, it's a lot better. And Chris or Entourage does an amazing job with it.
And didn't they at COD Dex, didn't they do the like with the armed forces teams for Warzone?
Yeah, they did.
I saw a part of that. I think Air Force One.
I think so.
Was in first place. Yeah, I think so. But that was just interesting. Because I caught kind of the tail end of it, and I was like, I was like, we're having that Army dude come on Monday, and they're sitting here doing this with the military different teams. I was like, that's coincidental. So you need to get in on that next year, okay?
Yeah, if I get them back on a Warzone again, we'll see.
Yeah. I feel that. Me and Freeman used to be hardcore on Warzone, and not so much.
Yes.
Not so much anymore.
Yeah, same. I've been on Farlight 84 for a while. I love that game. It's so much fun.
Nice. I haven't played that yet.
Awesome.
Kind of a style of. Oh, sorry. Sorry.
Oh no,
You're good. You're good.
No.
Like Farlight is like a mix between like Apex, PUBG, and a little bit of Fortnite without the building. So that third person view, and the shots don't. There's no bullet drop. It's just straight on. It's really fun.
That does make it more fun.
You know what? I think I've watched someone play that game before, and I because visually it's very similar to Fortnite, right?
It is. The art style is very similar to Fortnite. Battle, you get like PUBG, where you can switch different modifications of a weapon, and an Apex style with the shields. You can buff up your shields a lot more. But it's a really fun game. I like it. It's not too sweaty, but once you get to like diamond level, then it starts to get a little sweaty.
Oh, it's got a rank play in it?
Yes, it does. Every game's a ranked.
Oh, wow. There's no pubs, huh?
Mm-mm.
I kind of like that, actually. I'm a competitive guy. I like competitive games, so that's kind of my style rather than playing pubs.
You would like it a lot.
Yeah.
That's my biggest gripe with Warzone is no real ranked play.
Yeah, which there is now. There's ranked Warzone now.
Finally.
Yeah, finally. But not when we were playing.
So going back to your content creation journey, can you share some of like your favorite experiences or maybe projects you've worked on that have contributed to your growth, either, in numbers or personally?
Just being a part of a lot of communities, making those connections with the content creators, just being in their chats and like, hey, what's going on? How you doing? Oh, it's Army Dude. Da-da-da. Like with like Jackson Crow. There's plenty other more. I can't really think of them on the top of my head. Oops. But those are the two names that come to mind. Like or MB_US. His chats, his community is pretty fun too. But just getting to know like a creator, not having that like parasocial relationship or anything like that. Like I have all their like phone numbers, like we talk almost on a daily basis. But just to get to know your content creator, and see what their background's like, and if they vibe with you, then just hang out. And it turns out to be like 5 hours later, you hang in their stream, you're like, oh crap, where the hell did they go?
Well, that's nice. That means their streams are entertaining you, or the interaction's entertaining enough to hold up attention. That's good, at least on their part. Yeah,
like Jackson, he is probably one of the hypest men I've ever met.
Yes,
on any kind of platform.
Yes, he does not play around with the hype. We've seen a lot of his stuff.
I'll see him and the rest of the crew at TwitchCon in a couple weeks. I'm excited about that.
Oh, nice.
That's awesome. We almost pulled the trigger on TwitchCon. We're like, do we know enough people? But then we see like everybody now like, yeah, I'm going to TwitchCon. I'm like, yeah, of course. I didn't buy tickets.
That's my girlfriend Daisy and I's first time going to TwitchCon, even going to Vegas. So we're really excited.
That's awesome.
That's cool.
Yeah, I know, like you said, Sarge and Crow, like they both, it's amazing to see how fast both of them have exploded onto the scene. Like the last year has been insane for them.
Like I'll listen to Crow in the mornings on the way to work, and then I'll cool down for the night and go see what Jackson's doing. In the afternoon, I'll watch like Grayson or something, play some songs. Pretty fun.
Nice. All right, so let's move on a little bit. So tell us about your experience in your growth as a content creator, like maybe from where you started to how you got to where you're at.
So when I first started content creation was, I think, back in 2012. I was in Italy, and then I was a little bit in Texas. I'm doing an unboxing video for my Kwamba fighting stick, on my little laptop, trying to give a review while people are going up and down the stairs, like in the living room. They're like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm unboxing a video," and they just like unboxing a fighting stick, and they just shook their head and like walked away. And then I moved it down to like the basement level, giving my opinion on E3 or something like that, just making all these other videos. And I started doing Let's Plays of like old school Nintendo games like Fester's Quest, Link's Awakening, old games. I was in Italy, and it takes like the whole like 8 not 8 hours, maybe like 5 to 6 hours to upload a video in Italy at the time.
Oh, yikes.
So I would
Wow.
hit, upload and then go to bed and then wake up and hopefully and praying to God it didn't like screw it up. Otherwise, it won't. I have to wait till the next evening to do it. But then after that, I kind of stopped doing the creation thing when I moved to Florida, and then I got back into it when I moved into not Texas, to North Carolina. Picked it back up for a while and just started doing marbles again, trying to build back the community, and then just kept going ever since. And moved to Illinois now, and still doing it. It's been a fun journey so far. It's a lot of times where you look at your viewer count. I didn't, I could turn it off now, but you look over and you're like at 1 or 2 and you're like, I put in 8 hours. What am I doing? But you know, you just got to keep doing it. You just got to keep streaming. You got to get your name out there.
Yeah. Everybody struggles with that, and everybody's been at that point where they're looking over like, oh, the viewer count's down tonight, but you also can't let that affect your attitude or mood. You got to, just brush it off and keep going like there's 150 people sitting there.
Exactly. I just turn it off. Like I use slobs, and I'll just like turn it off and let it ride.
Yep. That's the way to do it. That's the way to do it.
Yep.
So I guess when you first started, did you, I guess, how did people around you view, when they finally figured out or knew that you were doing content creation, how did they respond to that? Was some of it positive, negative? Because I know, like, for me, I have family members that go, yeah, he just plays video games online and talks to strangers for a few hours on the internet. And I'm like, that's yes, but no.
Like my mom asked, like, what is that? And I'm like, well, I play video games and other people watch me play video games. And she's like, I'm like, Mom, it's the same thing as watching a football game on a Sunday, but you could talk to people. You could actually talk to the streamer and interact with the streamer. She's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Just trying to like change the conversation. But I talk to my mom, probably once a month or so, but now I should do it more. But I kind of like brief her on, how my journey is going and my content creation. It's like, oh, that's really good. Really good. Yeah. I don't think she like fully understands it yet, but like once I keep going with it, then she'll understand a little bit more. But with my friends or like my coworkers at work, they kind of know what's going on. So my boss would ask me, how many viewers did you have last night, or how many, subs or whatever. I'm like, I don't know. Like I know, but like I'm not going to tell them. But
right.
But they're kind of curious about it. I'm starting to get them into what the streaming world is all about. It's not just like some guy on the internet playing a video game. It's a little bit more than that.
Yeah, it's funny because streaming is, in our heads, people who are around it a lot and or just on the platforms, it's a huge thing. Like there's so many people watching streams and supporting streams, but it's actually still really, really young and new compared to the world. Like there's still, I would dare to say the majority of the world does not know about streaming.
That would be, you're correct. They mostly know about YouTube, but not like Twitch or any other streaming platform.
Right.
But
so there's still a lot of growth left to be had in streaming.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah. I can't wait to be on that ride and just, 30 years from now, if I'm still doing this or not as an old man, the old army dude, you know what I mean?
Oh, you have to change the username then.
That old army dude.
There you go. Boom. There it is.
There you go. So you've recently, oh, go ahead. You guys go ahead, Freeman. You got to follow up.
No, I was just going to say, and you were heading there. So you talked about like the future of live streaming, and you recently have made the move to Kick along with a lot of creators. And so what was that journey like, and why Kick?
So jumping to any kind of platform is a little bit scary because you're worried if your community is going to follow with you. I think majority of my community at the time was marbles people, marbles players, and marbles doesn't have Kick, or Kick doesn't have marbles yet. There's a way I could finagle it to like manually input, but it's not really the same. It doesn't count towards the season. But it was scary, not maybe have 2 or 3 people for like a week or so, or It was scary. It was scary because you're like, should I keep doing it? Did I make the right call here? And one of the reasons why I switched was, other people, I was just trying to test out different things. And also the 95.5 was pretty nice. That was a big appeal for it.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
I could speak for everybody on that one. But I just took a chance, took a leap of faith, and luckily it panned out.
Good. So are you, just curious, and if you don't have to disclose if you don't want to, is your like your metrics better on Kick? Have you seen them go higher on Kick now than you were on Twitch?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, it's gone up probably about at least 50%.
Awesome. That's really good.
Yeah, we've had we know several people who've made the switch, and they've really like honed in on their niche, and they're doing extremely well on Kick, and it's really cool to see.
I think it's because like it's so small and people are still kind of feeling their way around it. Like you can lean on other different communities and like kind of build each other up. There's not really a lot of people that kind of there's some bad apples like any other platform,
Right.
But there's majority of people are good people on there and want to see everybody succeed. Like we just had the second class announced today. That was pretty exciting.
Yeah, Freeman informed me about that. I didn't see that. He saw that on Twitter earlier today, but I didn't see that. But he informed me on that.
It's exciting. I think the third class is in November, and it's open up to everybody.
It was really cool seeing not only Regiment on that list, but Crow. Like that's huge. Yeah,
I was very happy for him that he finally made it. I thought he was gonna make the first one, but I'm glad he finally made it.
Yeah, for sure. So, staying on the same topic of Kick and Twitch, I'd like to get your opinion on what you think about the future of live streaming. Where do you think it's going from here to the future?
Oh man, I think it's probably gonna be more going to this kind of style rather than just playing video games. I think it's going to more turn to this, like a talk show, podcast kind of style. There's just going to be a lot of games, but I mean, just chatting is still like the highest category on Twitch. Still, I think. I think it's going to be moving more towards that. And Twitch has a great chat box. Chat is very important with the emotes and all that stuff. So is Kick. YouTube is getting there. I wish you could share your emotes if you subscribe to somebody or become a member. You can share the emotes with those chats. You still haven't done that yet, but with Twitch you could do that. Kick with you do that. But I think like the number one thing for any kind of like streaming platform is the chat. If the chat stinks, nobody's really going to be there.
True. It's all about the community interaction. I mean, that's why the people come. So
Absolutely.
there's very few creators that are out there like the Shrouds or people like that who are just so insanely talented that people are going to come to watch no matter what. They don't really care about the interaction. They just want to see him be insane in a game. But
he's nuts.
The other 99% of creators, it's about the community.
Yes.
Yeah. And it's crazy to see because there is a huge difference between like a Twitch or a Kick stream versus even a YouTube or a TikTok or a Facebook stream. Like the chats aren't the same. They're dead to me versus the two platforms. And I think a lot of it goes back to like that community. The chat has to be that backbone of the community.
Right.
Lurkers are cool, but it's the chatters that make it unique.
100%.
So, Army dude, when you got started or were starting, is there a piece of advice you wish someone would have given you as you were starting up content creation?
Don't burn yourself out. Like there's people that are trying to like grind for affiliate or whatever, and they're putting in like 60 hours a week, and then they finally make affiliate, and then it's just they burn themselves like, oh, I gotta take a week or two to kind of reset. I'm like, okay, take your week, and then they just kind of just taper off and just lose sight of it, or they don't have much viewers. Like we're on the affiliate grind, got rated or hosted out plenty of times, and skyrocketing viewers just get the support and get that affiliate, and then it dwindled back down, and they get kind of discouraged. And like, well, that's part of the process. You got to just keep doing it. But I wish somebody would have told me that, because I thought if you put in more work, you're going to get your name out there more. and people are going to come, and it's just not too much the case. Like usually with content creation, like a lot of it, not a lot, well, maybe, I don't know, 40% of it is going to other people's streams and just getting your name out there that way. Like, hey, you know, what's up, Crow? What's up, Jackson? You know, what's going on? All right, I'm going to go to bed. See you later. Or, you know, just being in people's chats.
Yeah, being a part of different communities always
Exactly.
helps, and not necessarily in the rude way of trying to promote yourself. You know, then people try to be slick and be like, all right, guys, well, I'm gonna go stream now.
Yeah.
You know that way. But to
I'm gonna go do my thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna go do my thing, you know, going live on it. But to actually be a part of the community and interact, you know, that's a big way to build like relationships with other people. And then they figure out like, oh, they stream like 4 days a week, and then bam, you got a viewer who's already built a relationship with you, and now they're going to be invested in your stream as well.
That's right.
True.
Yeah. I think what you're talking about, burnout, though, is such a core component. Like there's so many people that literally hit affiliate and then decide, yeah, this isn't sustainable for me. I'm just not going to do anything. Or if they hit affiliate and they go, yeah, now we're going to go for partner on Twitch, or
that's the
even
big jump.
affiliate. And you're like, wait, all I had to do was get 3 concurrent viewers. And now you're telling me I need 75. Yeah. I'm done.
That's the big
ain't gonna happen.
That leap right there. A lot of people look at that and go, I may not get to that. And like you said, the burnout can come a whole lot quicker because of that realization that that's really hard.
And some people just want that quick nut right away. Like, okay, I made affiliate. Now in a week, I'm gonna get partner. I'm gonna get these sponsors. I'm gonna get partnerships, and it's designed for you to grow your community so that you can sustain that 75 and whatever subs you get or whatever, doesn't matter to me. But like that's sustained to grow your community. That's why it's designed that way. It's not designed for, you know, quick nuts like that.
Right.
In my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
No,
yeah, definitely.
I think you're spot on. Too often you see people literally stepping on each other to try to, you know, get a viewer. And I'm like, I think I saw a tweet or a post today on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it, whatever day of the week it is. But they're talking about, you know, the feeling, you know, when you go live, do you ever feel like you're someone's second choice? And like, what do you do to?
I saw that too.
To fix that? And I'm like, you don't.
No, just don't worry about it.
You're just not. Yeah, it tells me you're not confident in what you're doing, and 2, okay, you're someone's second choice. Now go be someone's first.
Exactly.
Yeah,
hit the nail around the head right there.
But I mean, even if you're somebody's second choice, you know, say you go in this scenario, you go live the exact same time as another creator, and they spend the first 30 minutes in that stream, and then come say hi to you. I mean, that's still. People coming by and saying hi and caring enough to come talk to you for even 10 minutes, that's a win in my book.
They took time out of their day to say what's up.
Exactly.
Can't beat that.
Yeah. And if you're not appreciative of that, if you're discouraged by being someone's second choice, that's really a poor way of looking at it.
Yeah. And I think like the community piece of it is critical. There are a lot of creators who literally press the go live button and they wouldn't know if someone chatted in their chat because they're just so focused on what they're doing. And that kills me. I'm like, you might as well just go make this a video on YouTube at this point.
So I learned from a mistake. I went to go see, you know, who to host out to or who to raid to, and I would just go raid to them. Sometimes it would show them online when they weren't, or like I would go in their chat now and go say like, hey, what's up? And if they respond, then I'll go. But usually I just hit, you know, okay, who's so-and-so's live, boom, and then send them off. But now I checked physically to see if they're still alive and if they react to chat, and then I send them my community over there. I had to learn that the hard way a couple times.
We've done that a couple of times where we send them over and then they go offline like a minute later.
Yeah.
We're like, yeah, we just rated you, and like they didn't notice, they just turned off stream. We're like, well, that went really well. Like I hope this raid really helped you. like we're rating you with 15 people. You had 4 people before we rated. You should probably stay live for a little bit.
Yeah.
That's the way we think. Like me and Freeman have had a couple of pretty decent sized raids, and they were a couple times at our normal quitting time, and then we're like in Discord, just like on a quick DM, like we're staying on for a while, and then the other person's like, yeah, we're staying on. I mean, they rated us with this many people, we're gonna keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another 10, 15 minutes, you know.
Yeah, one of the raids, like we got raided at like 12:30 at night, and it was only like 300 people raid, like from an esports organization. We're like, yeah, we're gonna stream late tonight. Work is just gonna be miserable, and that is what it is. So like we stream for like 2 or 3 more hours, just because we're like we have people, like we might as well roll with the punches.
There you go.
So Army dude, what advice would you give to folks in the military who are looking to get into content creation?
Time management. That's basically the root of everything. It's like you have to manage your time well. Otherwise, content creation is not going to happen. Your job's going to come first because that's what pays the bills. And then the content creation is going to more like your hobby. And, how bad do you want to invest in your hobby? Do you want to put in, a couple hours a week? Do you want to put a couple hours a day? You're working to, edit a video late at night to send off to YouTube at tomorrow afternoon. It involves your commitment and your time management. That's bottom line.
You said job first because it pays the bills.
Yep.
A few people I need you to say that to.
I know. Can we point you in their direction? They're like, yeah. What's a job? I'm gonna go full time with my 5 viewers.
Yeah.
Luck. Unless you get people in your community like Mr. Beast or something, I would stick with your daytime job.
Yeah, unless you get somebody
those viewers
completely funding you. Yeah, we need to find those people that'll just fund somebody with 5 viewers full time.
Right?
Jeez. But yeah, there's some crazy people out there that are just throwing away everything to try to be full-time content creators, not managing their lives at all. It's wild. So, talking about your audience, how do you engage with your audience, and what kind of effort do you put into ensuring that they come back? Because recurring viewers is optimal. You want your people to come back as often as possible.
So like the biggest thing I do, even if I'm playing like Farlight 84, I have my monitor right here for the OBS, the Spotify and all that stuff. Then I have this tall one for chat so I can see everything, and I have it like zoomed up. So if I see I can see my peripheral if chat is moving, and I'll just like play video game, and then I'll look over real quick. I'm like, oh yeah, hey, what's up? Sergeant Major A.B. Johnson, how you doing? I'll just keep interacting like that the best way I can while in game. Now, if I get done with the game, then I'll, redirect and focus for like 2 or 3 minutes on chat and then come back. But they know, like everybody knows, like if you're locked in a game, you're not going to really see chat. But for them to keep coming back, it just be you. Just don't try to put on front and just be yourself. Like if you suck at games, have a great personality. If you don't have a great personality, like you're really kind of toxic a little bit, then hopefully maybe your gameplay is good. But I mean, bottom line is like people are going to connect with your personality. Like if you don't have a great personality, I don't know. People are going to see right through that.
Yeah. Would you say it's more important, even if you're in the middle of like a battle royale game where you're trying to focus up, do you think it's more important to still keep your eye on that chat? And even if it costs you that, one game to make that interaction, because in a timely manner, because we've all heard that, people may only be in there for 10 seconds and say hi. And if you don't respond back rather quickly or acknowledge that, they're going to be gone just as fast. So do you think it's more important to acknowledge that rather than play the game?
Now, if you're playing like a game that you're not in a tournament, like a $2,000, $5,000, high level tournament.
Yeah.
Then, I mean, there's always another game. It's a pub game or a rank game, big deal. Like somebody, because I had the alerts loud in my ear. Like if a host comes in or a raid comes in, so I'll automatically look and see who it is, and I'll acknowledge and I'll do my, like on the Go XLR, announce all that stuff, and then redirect back to gameplay, and then I'll probably, die within like 2 to 3 minutes, and because I'm distracted, and then this chat's going like this, and I'm like, oh god. So I think for bottom line, I think focusing on your chat. If you're not in like a tournament, focusing on your chat is probably more important than playing a game that you could just keep playing over and over and over again. But those viewers may or may not come back. So focusing on them definitely is number one.
Absolutely. So I know you in your bio, you mentioned that you had a daughter, and this is a big thing that we've seen talking about people failing with time management. How do you balance content creation with being a parent?
So she lives in another state with her mom. So I don't get to see her that often, but when she's here, I'll still manage my time well. Like I don't really stream that often when she's here. Because I'm only getting a certain amount of time a year with her. So I want to be 100% with her all the time while she's here. Mm-hmm. But when we were living together, I'd have to do it late at night, like at 10, 11 o'clock at night for maybe an hour or two and then go to bed. But I was still, if she was crying or whatever, I would, all right, guys, I'll be right back. Here's some Led Zeppelin. Go listen to this. I'll be back in 5 minutes. And then I'll go take care and be a dad and come back. And then, okay, guys, I'm back. I may or may not pop in and out, but we'll see. But usually people understand because if you're a new father or something, you're like, okay, yeah, I get it. But it happens. But that's that kind of management. Just family's going to come first. Go take care of the family, and then come back to stream. If people don't understand that, then well.
That's a good point. You'd be surprised how many content creators be like, I'm married. Like I thought I was married to stream. Like,
oh god,
we have friends like that have literally obliterated their relationships, like either marriages or just as like parents, I have a girlfriend. Like it doesn't work. Or my parent, I don't talk to my parents. I don't talk to I don't deal with my kid. My wife or my girlfriend deals with my kid. Like so many people just like they become obsessed with streaming and content creation to where they're just like, no, I don't need to do other stuff. I'm good with this.
My girlfriend, Magical Day, I think she's in chat. Like there's a set schedule. The reason why I have a set schedule so I can focus on her, like balance that out. Like I'll stream maybe 3 or 4 hours on a Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And then, that Mondays and Wednesdays we'll be watching, like we're watching a Netflix series right now. And we'll finish it when I get done with the podcast. But I try to make as much time as I can with her because she's pretty much my number one supporter. She has my back thick and thin. We're going to go together to TwitchCon. She's been very supportive with my streams, and she's streaming herself now. Not no self promo or anything like that, but she just started streaming.
No promo. We're not against the promos.
But yeah, she's on here and she's on Kick. She plays like Fall Guys and like Peggle and Plants vs. Zombies, kind of like the chill kind of games. Yeah. But she's doing very well with that. She just started and doing very, very well. I'm very proud of her.
That's awesome.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, just very having something like that you can share in common has got to be a huge benefit.
Oh yeah, it's way easier when your girlfriend's a streamer as well.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm jealous of you.
Me too. My wife is not. She played Minecraft one time.
Mm-hmm.
And because I sat her down and I was like, look, this is an easy game. This is a creative game. You'd love it. So she sat down, she played for a minute. She built a little house. I showed her how to cut stuff down. She built a little house. She found a pig, named it, and had it as a pet. 2 hours went by. She looked up and she said, holy crap, I've been playing for 2 hours. I have to get up. She was like, I got sucked into that so fast. I'm never playing that again.
Well, time flies when you're having fun.
It does. Yep.
See, I did something similar with my wife, and then she just goes, "Yeah, I don't need to play this anymore." Like she spent like 3 or 4 hours on it, and she's like, "I'm good." I'm like, you could stream." She's like, "No, that's what you stream. I don't stream." I'm like, "Great, great." All
right. So, go ahead, Freeman.
Colt, you gonna take us into?
I'm gonna take us into the rapid fire round if you're ready.
Pew, pew, pew.
And it doesn't necessarily have to be rapid fire. You can take your time to answer, or knowing me and Freeman, you're going to say something that's going to trigger a thought, and we're going to ask you another question. So it may not be rapid, but we'll go with it. So you mentioned you're getting into different kinds of beers now, rather than just your favorite Coronas. What is your overall favorite beer / IPA Like, what is your number one right now?
So my number one is probably the Voodoo Rangers, the 1985s or the Juicy Haze. They're like 9.5s. So if you got to drink them slow, you can't be shotgunning them or anything like that.
9.5. Dude. What is a normal? Like 5%, 4.5%?
Yeah, but 4.5%, 5%.
Yeah. Wow. So 9.5. That's pretty hefty then.
Yeah,
So you get double the potency for one beverage.
True.
They don't play around.
They're really good.
I have to look them up. So, what is your favorite video game of all time?
Fester's Quest on NES. I could play that all day.
Really?
What about it?
That's cool.
The difficulty. It's so hard. Like if you die, you go all the way back to the beginning again. But any kind of bosses you defeated along the way that are defeated. But there's certain glitches you could do with the game, especially the boss levels that get you through quickly. And there's secret parts in the game where you can get extra lives. But overall, I think Fester, well, God, now man, might have two.
Go ahead.
Two is fine.
Okay, Fester's Quest and then Ocarina of Time.
Yes.
Ocarina see
right there.
The shield in the background. And I also have a tattoo right here of Link, but yeah, definitely Legend of Zelda.
That's nice. I've played a few Zelda games. I've not gotten super into it because I had so many years of skipping gaming. Like I started with the NES and Game Boy, like the original Game Boy. And I can't remember which game it was on Game Boy. It was like Link's Awakening or A Link to the Past. I can't remember on Game Boy, but I played that. And then the next Zelda I played was Breath of the Wild. So I had a huge skip in Nintendo.
Like Breath of the Wild. I liked it better than this current version that came out, Tears of the Kingdom. I think I like Breath of the Wild a little bit better.
Okay. I didn't even play. Freeman played a lot of Tears of the Kingdom. He enjoyed it.
Good.
I liked it better than Breath of the Wild. And I went in with no expect because I went into Tears of the Kingdom thinking this is the same game. They literally made the same game twice. And I started playing. I'm like, this is a totally different game. And that's what made me go, this is better. I've heard some people say they like Breath of the Wild better because, you know, it feels more original.
Yeah, I think the newer one is a little bit more complex. I think you have 3 different levels. You have the sky, the earth, and then you got below ground. Yep. I think a little bit more complex. Okay. I can't even get past the first dang island. Trying to find the shrines.
So, what's a popular game that everyone seems to like, but you don't like it?
Warzone.
Warzone.
The last time I played Warzone was in June on my birthday, and I played that with a couple of streaming friends of mine because they like to play Warzone. I kind of don't like it, but I was like, you know what, I'm just like a people pleaser. Let's just play Warzone, have a good time. But Warzone is just, I played Warzone 1, Warzone 2, not really.
Yeah, I can get it with that for sure. Warzone 2 was far worse than Warzone 1.
Yes,
I agree.
Full agreement. So in this line of Warzone, Army Dude, do you consider esports a sport?
Yeah, it takes a incredible amount of skill to get good at that craft. Like somebody nobody could just pick up, you know, Valorant right away. It takes a lot of time to master that kind of a game. And I mean, Warzone, I mean, you could grind it like multiplayer, I guess. We have esports competitors. I think it is a sport. Okay. It is a sport to me.
Valid answer. We've had a lot of people argue about the physicality, sports like football and baseball, soccer all require physical activity.
But it's more mental than anything.
Yes. Gaming is much more mental than, I mean, you have you have a lot of mental in sports, but in gaming is almost purely mental. Like there is obviously muscle memory, but it's almost purely mental.
Even like you said, like even with many sports like baseball, football, basketball, it's all a mental game. Like how much determination, how much mental fortitude do you have to win? That could go hand in hand with esports.
Yeah, it definitely does. It definitely does. So how do you pronounce .gif?
GIF.
Yes.
The correct way.
you
Jif.
say it the correct way.
No, he said
Yes.
Jif.
Jif.
Wait, he said Jif?
He said
Yeah,
Jif.
Like giraffe.
Thank
Jif.
you. Yes, me and okay. You were our eighth guest.
Yes.
You were the first one to agree with me. I say
wow.
GIF every time. Freeman always says GIF. Every other person says GIF, and I always have the same argument. Giraffe, Gerald. They're G's with a J sound. It's GIF.
That's right.
Dang, I won, Freeman. This is going. This is going on Twitter, TikTok, YouTube Shorts, everything. Right?
Yes,
Okay.
I've already. I'm like, you finally feel validated. You're like, yes, someone else, not alone.
Not alone.
So this next one's really tricky, but is a hot dog a sandwich?
No. It's a hot
What
dog.
is it? It's just a hot dog.
It's just a hot dog.
It's a hot dog.
But
It's like saying like cereal's a soup or something.
it kind of is bread soup.
Could be.
If
Agree to
the
disagree.
bottom of the hot dog bun splits, is it a sandwich then?
I think it's just a hot dog. Now you have two hot dogs.
You know what's funny, Freeman?
What?
I think me and him have the same personality. We're both very logical and like,
Mhm.
because that's the way my brain works too. Is like a hot dog's a hot dog. It's the bun splits. It's still a hot dog with a split bun. Very logical thinking. So I get all of his thoughts. It's good.
Now
Whereas
I'm
we always have
pondering about is soup or is cereal a soup? But then I started thinking
Like the Uno reverse card. There you go.
but then I go, wait, some soups don't have chunks in them. They're like, think of like tomato soup, right?
soup.
It's blended.
I just
it's
had
smooth. So could like my beverage, like my big tall glass of, Mountain Dew, could that be soup?
If you poured it in a bowl and ate it with a spoon, maybe
Maybe. Yeah.
Mountain Dew soup.
I think that you have to have a bowl.
Yeah.
A spoon.
Right. It's not the liquid. Like the liquid doesn't have to have solids. It just has to be in a bowl.
Mm-hmm.
And ate with a spoon.
Right.
What about ramen? Ramen's ate with a fork.
Just ramen.
It's just ramen.
It's ramen.
It's like
Ramen.
people call
Not a
tissue
soup, it's
Kleenex.
Yeah, that's just the brand. It's a tissue.
Yep.
Yeah.
They call it, give me a Kleenex. Give me a Kleenex.
I like that. Okay, here's a tricky one because logic doesn't really work because it can be said either way. Does a straw have one or two holes?
Two.
Two. Can you explain that?
It's two ends.
There's two ends, right?
Yeah.
But one continuous hole,
There's two outs.
but there's two ends.
That's.
There you go.
I think you validated him, Colt.
There you go. I agree with
It's a
that.
tricky one.
Last show, I had to argue this point in telling them that if you stuck a straw through the earth,
Huh?
you could go in either side, so it has to have two holes.
Enter and exit.
It's true.
It's moving away from holes.
I was saying how long we're going to go with it.
So, does pineapple belong on pizza?
Yes. I'm from California. I mean, come on.
Oh, you're from
That seems to
California.
be a trend. I swear,
Yeah.
our last guest, she's a Kick verified creator,
Nice.
and she's from California. And we asked her this question, and she goes, "Yes." And I'm like, I'm starting to see a theme. And then Dill, who
Is it because they're
was
closer
like
to
our
Hawaii?
third guest, that's got to be it. It's a California thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like Hawaiian pizza.
'Cause I'm in Texas. You're more likely to get a ribeye than a pineapple on your pizza.
Ooh, I got to try that.
It does sound good.
Sounds good.
Actually.
Carne asada fries are excellent if you never had that.
That
Carne asada
sounds
in general, yeah.
the best. Yes.
Mm.
Ah,
Them Hispanics know how to make a steak.
that they do.
Marinating what coriander, lime, salt, lemon juice. I mean, there's a bunch of spices you could do. Cilantro. Soak that overnight.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's good stuff.
Bomb.com.
You're making me hungry, and it's too late for me to be eating.
yeah, same.
So, stay in the same vein of food. What do you put in first, the milk or the cereal?
Cereal. Anything else, you're a serial killer.
Thank
Or
you.
psycho.
Thank you. Yes. This has been our test
You
question
are.
to know if people are psychopaths or not. We do a whole show with them, and then at the end we ask them this question to see if we can validate any of their responses or not.
Or it's like you put like your socks on first on one foot and the shoe, and then you work on the other foot that's barefoot. It's like, no, it's sock, shoe.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Do you know somebody who's done sock, shoe?
Not in real life, just on a skit.
Okay, good.
You know, I've never once thought that that's the order I should put on my socks and shoes. I'm going to do it now to see if, well, my wife's listening to this. You know, I'm just going to one day do it and see if she notices it.
You're probably walking like, what are you doing?
I'm going to teach my 14-month-old son that's how you're supposed to do it.
Oh, that's
Sock,
cruel.
shoe, sock,
That's so
shoe.
cruel. His entire life, he's just gonna go sock, shoe. He's gonna be like, "That's not right." Your wife's gonna have a breakdown trying to correct him.
Oh man,
I'm going to try this. So thank you. So speaking of socks and shoes, is it wrong to wear socks with sandals?
yes.
Any
Let your feet breathe. If you're talking like Birkenstocks with sandals and or Birkenstocks with socks,
Like, what about like slides? You know, where it just has the one thing over the top.
yeah, I just barefoot. I never wore a sock with a thong or a flip flop.
Okay. Last scenario. Socks with Crocs.
Ooh, that's a tough one. I think socks without socks.
Crocs without socks.
Yeah, there's a lot of holes in them, so I think your feet will breathe.
Dang, so you wouldn't want to shop at my retail store. I'm starting a retail store named Socks and Crocs where you can have like nicely designed socks that can also match your Crocs.
That'd be
And
cool.
all that good stuff. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I thought it was a
just for the
genius
socks.
idea. People will fall for it in 2023 though. All
Sure.
right, last question, but an important question.
Okay.
What is your go-to fast food order?
So if I'm in California, it's a 4x4 animal style with animal style fries and a chocolate shake. If I'm
This
just
is a California order if I ever heard one.
yes, it is. I might get lemon pepper fries this time, extra crispy. And then if I'm here, probably like enchiladas. Like if I go to a new Mexican joint, I always try their enchiladas first. If they screw that up, they're going to screw
100%.
everything else up.
Yes, I believe that firmly on any kind of Mexican food restaurant. If they can't do enchiladas, they can't do anything else.
Yes, safe boom. Where have you been all my life, man?
100%.
The same.
Yes. My dad.
See,
my
I'm
dad
that way
actually,
with fajitas.
Yeah, the fajitas.
Fajitas, yeah.
Screw up fajitas too. It is.
Oh, that sizzle. You seen that video where like the guy just pours like the water to make it sizzle? I'm like,
Yeah.
I never knew that.
I'll tell you, I have been to like Mexican places and I've ordered fajitas and been just depressed because it's bland. Like it just looks sad. And then like, I'm really going to pay like $18 for this sad looking piece of food in front of me. Like you guys don't know what you're doing. And some other places, like, you know, it's great because like it looks like it's been burnt to the cast iron thing. And you're like, that's going to be the best thing I've ever eaten.
Yeah. Dude, that's the most disappointing thing. And I won't out this Mexican food restaurant because they're a chain. I don't know how far they go. But there was the saddest thing is one of the first few times I had eaten there. It was pretty good first couple of times. And then I decided to get fajitas, some beef fajitas, just straight beef. They brought out the skillet. It was not sizzling. And the onions were not even slightly grilled. Like they were still just like white
Raw.
onion.
Ugh.
Basically almost raw. And I was like, this is the most disappointing plate of fajitas I've ever seen. And I would definitely never get fajitas there again.
I wouldn't either.
No.
Jesus can't save that.
No, he can't.
No, he can't.
He could probably make
you
a
know,
mean tortilla, though.
Probably. I was going to say, I think if your order doesn't cause someone to regret theirs, then they're not making real fajitas. Because that's the thing. Like, have you ever gone somewhere and you didn't order fajitas and then you see them walk by with like fajitas and you're like, I screwed up. I want that.
Every time I hear the sizzle, I'm like, oh man.
Because most of the time you look at the menu and you're like, enchiladas $13, and then you're like, fajitas $19. Like, is it really
I
worth
want
$6 just for some steak and some chicken? It's
Yeah.
not. We're gonna go with enchiladas, and then as soon as you get your food, they bring past the sizzling skillet, and you're like, yeah, $6 was worth that.
Yep. For sure. Every time.
So, that army dude, it's been a pleasure having you
Yes.
on with us tonight. If people listening or watching this want to follow you or find out where to watch your content, how do they do that? Where they find you at?
I'm the same name on all platforms: YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, Kick. Those are the main four that I do. All the same name, not hard to find.
Awesome.
Nice.
Well, it's been a pleasure having you on and talking about a little bit about your background and what you do. Colt, any other words?
No, we just appreciate you coming on. It's a great conversation. It's great to meet new people, and
Likewise.
we hope to see you around. Maybe have you back on another time.
Yeah.
Some more conversation.
Let me know. Be a pleasure.
Awesome, and thank you for coming on.
Thank you, Colt. Thank you,
Yeah.
Freeman.
Likewise, and God bless you. Have a good night.
God bless.
Later.
Doodtacular.